Hi, my name is Patricia McClelland, and I'm going to be working with you mentoring the Ed Assistant students this semester. This is a generic video introduction for all six students that are our six student mentors that are going to be working with us at Northern Lights College this semester. This is a condensed semester. In the fall and winter, the students have 15 weeks to complete their practicum. This condensed semester, we have 7 weeks to commit it. And we also run into the mid-June piece. And so I realize that we're taking on, you as mentors are taking on an incredible additional workload in order to support the education of students, whether you're doing it specifically and directly yourself in the classroom setting, or you're sharing it as a team member feedback to with the education assistant, or the vice principal of the school, or another teacher within the school system. But we all form the team to support the student through their learning piece. As I said, this is a 6 to 7 week practicum depending on how students are setting up their time. I'm running the seminars. We're doing them jointly. We have 2 students that are working on their first level practicum and 4 students working on their second level practicum. I'm going to go through the generic assignments really briefly here. If you'd like more information or more specifics on the information, we can certainly book a time that works for you and me, and we can wander through those assignments and get some specifics around them. The students should also, or the participants should also be very aware of what their assignment criteria are, particularly the second level students. Overall, all the students do about the same amount of work. They all have growth charts and goals, so they set their goals drawing from their competency document in the first week of classes, and throughout the practicum then they do their growth report, commenting on what's working for their goal, how they need to adjust their goal, or if they've met their goal and are reworking their goal or thinking about another goal that might be more appropriate once they get into the classroom setting and working with the students and the team that they're working with. Also, the students share weekly learning stories. Learning stories are about them, not about the students necessarily, not about the school, not about the mentors. It's a learning story about themselves. What are they learning about? We're working with the concepts of Brene Brown and looking at the courage to be vulnerable. And so setting up the fact that practicum is that opportunity to learn, and practicum is that opportunity to fail, to be the first attempt at learning something. So we want to ensure that students are having those opportunities to think about it. So when we talk about the learning stories, they tell us the format of what was the story, and they share it, respecting all confidences at our seminar time or in writing to me. What happened? What's the scenario? What was the issue that happened? What was the moment of excitement that happened? So what? Why was it relevant to them? Why does that story stay with them? How does it connect to their practice? What was the reason for that staying? And now what? What are we going to do with this? What are we going to do with the thinking? What questions does it raise for us as professionals? And so these are conversations. We're not reaching for solutions. We're looking for questions and conversations. And so they will be submitting those to me on a regular basis. We also encourage the students a lot of self-reflection and reflective practice. And one of the keys to reflective practice is a video of oneself in action. Now, we appreciate that not all schools have that ability to do, or have it's not an ability, permissions to video tape or to digitally record the practicum student in action with another child. So we find other ways, if that can't happen within the classroom setting, if it can't be done as a pull-out just one-on-one, or if it can't be done within the school setting at all, then we try to find the best ways, like a pebble in a pond. If we can't get the first way, we try to find other ways that we can see, so the student can see themselves in action and see what they're doing. Some examples in the past have included students with long hair, and so when they're leaning over a student, the hair all falls over the student or the child, or they're reaching around over the student. And so thinking about those physical pieces, also thinking about their wording. Many of us use placeholder wordings, us, and so how do those impact the student's learning, or how do they impact their own presentation of something when they're talking with a student? Sometimes the students pick up on the use of okay. It's scary sometimes how many times in a conversation some of us use the word okay. And so thinking about, are we really asking a child a question? Are we pausing? Are we giving them enough time? So this video of self-reflection is really an important piece. And so however that happens, if it's able to happen in the classroom setting, awesome. If it can't happen in the classroom setting, we appreciate that and we'll find other workarounds for it. Additionally, we hope that the 152, the first level practicum students, have the opportunity to shadow or get a chance to see other education assistants in action or see what the breadth of education assistant work is like within a school setting. For some of them, it may be an unfamiliar setting, or they've been a parent or a volunteer and not necessarily thinking of it in terms of what the professional work of an education person is within the school setting. Finally, the second level practicum students, the 4 students doing the second level practicum, have an option project. They may do an inquiry project. So that's setting up something that they're thinking about. What is something that's interesting to them? What is something they want to dive a little deeper into? What's something they want to know a little bit more about? So it may actually be a project that they'd get to carry out in the classroom setting. However, we don't want to disrupt the curriculum and what's going on within the classroom set already. It may be a research project that they choose to do. It may be an active learning project that they choose to do about themselves or about something within the classroom setting. It may be a program that they're interested in thinking about. Maybe it's the WITS program or something along that thing that they want to do a little bit more about. They may choose to do that inquiry project. If they don't choose an inquiry project, their other option is a positive behavior support plan. We know education assistants will 99.99999% never be involved in setting up a positive behavior support plan on their own. They've done it in theory in another class. They may wish to try it going through the processes, collecting their data, collecting their observations, working through the chart on their own with support from the mentor team and myself, just for the purposes of their class. It's definitely not something that would be included in a student's file. So they may look for permissions and support for doing a positive behavior support plan. We do a lot of work with, lives in balance. And so we also want to look at the work of positive support plans and the ideas of what other students can do, and thinking about what the whole lives in balance theory looks like in terms of supporting positive collaborative problem solving situations within the classroom setting. So we do have a lot of conversations, but those are the main parts of what we're going to be doing within the course itself. Our seminars, again, are weekly for 1 hour on Tuesday evenings. We also encourage, hopefully at the midway point of the course, if not for sure at the end of the course, an opportunity for the 3 of us, the participant, yourself as a mentor or a representative of the mentor team, and myself as the instructor at the college, just to have a conversation about where the student's at. It's nice to do it at midway, because that way, if we need to correct something or send them on a different goal path, then we have some time to do some adjustments within the practicum time. This can be done during school hours. This can be done before school hours. After school hours, I can make myself pretty well as available as need be. I mean, we all have lives and we all have schedules, but as I said, it's a condensed practicum, and I'll try to be as free as possible for that. I have attached to each person individually the mentor guide and the student competency guide that they're working with this semester. I'm so thrilled to be working with you all this semester as a mentor team. I will send out a weekly mentor newsletter just so you know generally what we've discussed at practicum and some of the things that we're looking into on the discussion board, some of the articles and videos that we're connecting up with, just for your own purposes. I don't certainly mean to cram your inboxes, but it's just an opportunity for you to feel connected to the seminar conversation. The same is true if you think there's something of relevance we should be covering at seminar or talking about at seminar. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for being part of the team and mentoring education assistant students either finishing their practicum or starting their practicum work with Northern Lights College during the May-June semester this year. Thank you so much.